into it. But in this next topic, it seems like the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y have dominated cost to own competition, and won an award from Kelley Blue Book. And this makes sense, right? We've been promoting this for a while on how EVs and electric vehicles and Teslas just make a lot of sense when it comes to the cost to ownership side. But it's good to see that they've actually won awards. So we'll take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. Shout out to Not a Tesla App. Tesla Model 3 and Model Y dominate in KBB cost to own awards. It looks like Tesla has triumphed in Kelley Blue Book's 2023 5-year cost award. And so we looked this up pretty recently when we made the video, 4 or 5 reasons how people can afford a Tesla. We can actually pull that up. And the one thing that was really interesting to me is when I searched up a Honda Accord hybrid, it said that the 4 to 5 year cost, or the 5-year cost, was around $5,000. But when I searched up a Tesla Model 3, it actually said that the 5-year cost was also around $4 to $5,000. And actually, that didn't really make any sense to me at all, like in terms of what it actually was. Like, there's no way, because we've owned 4 Teslas so far, a Model 3, a Model Y, and a Model S, and a Model X, and it just didn't make sense to me why it could potentially be that Teslas have that much maintenance. I mean, I see tires, but so does every other car. But this is the video right here, the 4 ways people afford a Tesla, because that's in that video we actually compared the cost between the Model Y or Model 3 and a Honda Accord hybrid, and we did a 5-year analysis with insurance and everything, and it actually became really close when you factor in state incentives on the cost of a Honda hybrid versus a Model 3. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff in terms of like the cost of ownership, and it makes sense because electric vehicles and Teslas do not have that much maintenance, do not have oil changes, brake changes, fluid changes as much as other vehicles. And so let us take a look at this, because here's the actual Kelley Blue Book 5-year cost to award winners, and we can see here, let's take a look to see if the luxury electric car was given to the Model 3 and the Model Y. But I guess I want to see like how much did it actually cost to own in the 5 years, because they definitely won. But let's see if we can try and Control F and see here. So Tesla Model 3 2023 5-year cost to own $43,975 compared to the segment average is down $7,561. For a 2023 Tesla Model Y, 5-year cost to own was $48,651. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. That's not that bad when you compare it to some of these other segments out there. But if you want to jump into it, take a look at it, let me know what your thoughts on it. But at the end of the day, driving any electric vehicle, it doesn't even have to be a Tesla, is going to be less maintenance at the end of the day versus gas cars. No oil changes, yearly oil changes, fluid changes, transmission fluids, and also less brake changes. I think we've highlighted on the channel where there was a Model 3 that went almost 300,000 miles without changing brakes at all. I mean, I don't know if that's even safe, but they did it and they're still driving at the end of the day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested.